Hello again, Hitman XD here. I have my second online match for you guys. The fighter I'm picking, Wanderlei Silva again, and my opponent is picking Quentin Rampage Jackson. And to my subscribers, I had a lot of people ask for tips on the ground game, so I figured this one would be a good one to upload. There's a lot of ground and clinch fighting, so you definitely have to know your ground game and your clinch game well to be successful online. So here I'm kind of feeling out my opponent. I kind of keep a good range and block and see if he is going to dive in and take me down or if he's going to strike, but it looks like every time I come close he strikes. So I go ahead and I take him down and I get him to the ground. Now on the ground in this year's game there's an auto transition block, which means you don't have to hold the right stick to the right or left. You can just sit there and do nothing, and your fighter will automatically block transitions from the other fighter. However, you eventually have to do something, because if you don't do anything, I believe your fighter will only block maybe 3 transitions max before the other guy gets through. So it kind of forces both fighters to have to do something and try to advance on the ground instead of just sit there and block the transition forever. So like here I get in the clinch, and now the trick is you have to mix in your punches along with your transitions. So most people, when they get to the ground or in the clinch, they'll try to transition right away, and if it doesn't work, they'll just keep trying to transition. Well, what that does is your opponent will be able to time that, and if he's good at reversals, he'll be able to reverse you. So what you want to do is you kind of want to throw strikes in there to mix it up. Now, the thing is, when you're striking, if I'm clinched up right here and I decide I want to throw some knees, well, while I'm throwing knees, my opponent will be able to transition. So you kind of want to pick your spots to transition or to strike also. And that'll be tricky, but the more experience you get, the more you'll learn. Also, you kind of go by what your opponent's doing. If he has a set pattern or a certain pattern that he does all the time, like when he takes you down, if you notice him doing the strikes right away, then maybe the first thing you should do when the fight goes to the ground, when he takes you down, is to transition, because he's throwing strikes right away. But if right when he takes you down, if he's not throwing strikes and he's just sitting there, that means he's blocking your transition. So maybe that's a good time for you to throw in your strikes. I noticed after a few fights online that the good fighters are actually just taking you down, and they're not doing anything. They're waiting for you to try to transition out, and they'll reverse you. So you gotta watch out for that. See, I have him on in the clinch here, and I throw a knee, and then he tries to transition. So after I throw a knee, I don't do anything. I don't block the transition, and then I'll whip his head and throw another knee. So looks like this guy's not very good on the ground, and I landed some brutal knees there at the end of round 1. I'm surprised he didn't get finished. So now we head to round 2, and I know 2 things about him. Is he'll try to transition right away when he hits the ground. And the other thing I learned about him was if I walk up to him, he will try to throw a punch right when I get close. So I'm walking up to him, I walk up to him. He does exactly what I think. I duck and hit him with the right hook. You get the sweet knockout here. This is probably my best online knockout of all time. It's just so sweet when you do something like that and it just looks so perfect and it works. Take a look at the replay here. I just kind of walked up to him. I knew he was going to throw. I got my sway ready and overhand right. Perfectly timed.
Incredible amount of torque he puts into that.
And he got knocked the fuck out.
The head around. His eyes roll back in his head. The lights go out.
So, the best advice I could give you is learn your clinch and ground game. Be patient, and it'll just take some time and experience. So, play online, play those player matches. Don't jump into ranked, and so it doesn't matter if you lose or not. And you keep trying to. I recommend trying to reverse. Try for reverses in the ground game. and that's how you'll get better. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next time, and I'll be back with more tips, and I hope I helped you guys out in the ground game there. See you later.